Go find them. Hunt them up.
On today's Prairie Sportsman, it's all about the old dogs.
Randomly saw a free puppy. I was like, yep, take him.
What'd you think, Meeks?
We'll learn about some old veteran bird dogs and take them on what might be their final hunt.
I love it.
Then we learn about Wings North,
You can do a little bit of everything out here.
a hunting club near Pine City that gives people a chance to learn more about the outdoors.
An outdoor recreation facility is what we want to be, right?
Plus, Nicole Zempel tracks down an old mushroom.
People either really, really don't like it or they just think it's okay.
Welcome to Prairie Sportsman. I'm Brett Amundsen. We got a great show for you, starting right now.
Funding for Prairie Sportsman is provided by the Minnesota Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund, as recommended by the Legislative Citizen Commission on Minnesota Resources, and by Mark and Margaret Yackel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farm, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota, on the web at shalomhillfarm.org.
In the hunting world, dogs rule, but they just don't live long enough. After a lifetime of working hard in the field for us, today is all about them.
Old dogs are the best, flushers, pointers, and all the rest. They wait at the door on crisp fall day.
There's a reason they're called man's best friend. For those of us who live to hunt, having a four-legged partner in the field is priceless.
They whine and whimper as the ducks drop in and wait for the signal to go for a swim.
Well, it's a blustery day here in December, and we're about an hour north of the Twin Cities at Wings North. Now, this is a hunting preserve or a hunting club, but we're here today to chase some birds around. We got some pheasants out here, and we got a group of guys with some old veteran bird dogs, and this is a chance to give them one last hunt or one of their last hunts, but let them go out there and just be a bird dog with no pressure, have a little bit of fun, and stay warm.
Dog could tell you what it likes to do.
Somebody gave me this idea. They get a group of friends with dogs that are at least 10 years old and bring them to a game farm like this. I thought it was a great idea, and I was looking forward to seeing these old dogs in action.
Old dogs are the best.
Oh, Boone Man. He's definitely the first wild man dog that I ever had. He was our second dog as a family, and then just randomly saw free dog, free puppy pop up on Facebook, purebred lab. I was like, yep, sure, take him. Sounds good. So lined it up, and then he got dropped off at Game Fair. Actually, it was just a couple weeks later. Got dropped off at Game Fair, and probably 12 weeks, 14 weeks old or something like that at the time.
What is this hunting stuff? Took a little 7-year hiatus. Now we're back at it.
Mentally, he's there. 1,000% would be starting lineup every day, guaranteed, if he had the health. So, but
What happened?
Well, we were goose hunting, and he was in an accident. He was in the back of a Ranger, and they were going way too fast. I wasn't a part of that. Hit something that was buried underneath the snow, and he was in the back of the Ranger. His back broke.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come here. Come here,
And he had huge surgery at the University of Minnesota to try and fix that. And so there's bone epoxy in there and screws, and that didn't work. And so we tried everything we possibly could to get him fixed up, but it didn't work out. So
Go find him. Hunt him up. Get in there. Go find him.
he locked up on that bird right away today.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, he hit scent, and I don't think he realized that we were even hunting, because he hasn't hunted for so long. So I don't think he even realized we were hunting for a little while, and then it's like, whoa, that smells like a bird. I remember that. And then he had a little bit of this pointing blood, so I thought in him, and he kind of had this natural point for the most part. And so I sent him down to a trainer in southern Minnesota and said, here, see what you can do with him. He specialized in some pointing dogs, so he got him to point and got to put a pointing title on him in like 45 days or something like that. So it was all pretty natural and pretty cool.
Oh!
Yeah, locked up, and it was pretty flush and pretty low point.
Most of the guys today were hunting with guns that only shoot 2 shells.
Right, traditional upland guys. Waterfowl dude. 3 bangs at that one. Yeah, got him. Dead bird.
Oh, there goes Boone.
I love it.
I was like, I'm not gonna put the collar on him. There's no way he's gonna get far enough away. Oops.
There you go. He on point right there? Nope, he's pooping. Oh, it's come back here now. There it is. Hey, dead bird. There you go. Nice shot, Ben. Teamwork makes the dream work.
We all chuckled as the dogs hobbled out after this bird.
Oh, man.
But then something about Annie's back leg caught my eye.
So Annie is a 10-year-old Deutsch Strathaar. She was really one of my first dog of my own, first gun dog. And she is a warrior still at 10 years old.
Good job, Annie.
Still wants it.
Good job. Oh, good girl.
Just a great puppy to have, because the nice thing about Drive is that can help you overcome a lot of mistakes you make as a trainer just because they want it so bad. So she was the perfect kind of like first dog to really dig in and train and really learn from, because you could make mistakes with her, and she was just happy she would come out the other side of it and just be gung-ho about doing whatever it was.
This could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
Find him. Annie, at 6 years old, so 4 years ago now, had a spinal stroke. It's called an FCE, where essentially she was paralyzed in her back 2 legs for probably 2 months, and it was in the summer, just as I had moved back home to Minnesota, and the doctor was like, well, or the vet said essentially like she could come out perfectly fine out the back end, or she could never walk again. We did a bunch of rehab and different things, and I remember the first time she walked again. It was super emotional, because you could just tell, even to this day, how much she loves it. There we go.
They become family and they love you. They just don't live long enough. Old dogs are the best. Flushers, pointers, and all the rest.
She's just 3 legs going as fast as you can, and one just dragging behind her, and you would never know. Like you would think that she has no idea that she's only got 3 legs. So, yeah, pretty special. Tremendous amount of heart for dogs, right? Like, gosh, if I lose a leg, I'm probably sitting on the couch and doing nothing, but she acts like she is just one of the other dogs, can do just as much as they can, so it's pretty special.
They'll go till they drop. There's no quit in them. No matter how scratched up or how much they're limping.
Oh, the old man? Well, he's the only one that made it out of his litter. All the other ones got ran over by tractors or mouse poison or the other things that take out farm dogs. We actually bid on him at a Pheasants Forever auction, the old Hendricks chapter, and lo and behold, we won. He's got a little in him still, which was cool. It's hard, you know, like, it's sad to watch, you know, like, spend with the family. Like, we raised our kids with him, right? You know, he's 13, and that's tough, getting old.
Mika turns 14 in January, and she doesn't do much hunting anymore. Last season, she actually retrieved the last bird of the season last year. I had Tiny out too. She beat Tiny the bird, which I thought was pretty amazing. And I've had her on a couple short walks this year, but she doesn't get around like she used to. She can't hear anything, so.
Good job. Hey, not bad at all. Gonna be 13 in a couple weeks.
She's an old dog. She started hunting when she was about 8 months old. She's done a lot of pheasant hunting, and she's reached that age where she kind of takes her time, goes at her own speed, does what she wants to do, but you know what, she's earned that. She's got a lot of retrieves, spent a lot of time in the field, so. What'd you think, Meeks? There you go. There you go. There you go.
From the moment that we met, you were the way.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Oh, this could be the best thing that I'll ever know.
Oh yeah. Being able to do this with her, you know, in this type of situation or any type of situation, it's tough to beat. It's pretty awesome.
The cool thing about old dogs, and something I have to remind myself, it's like it's always fun to go run the young dogs, and a lot of potential, a lot of fun, fire, whatever. But you know, you get those old dogs out. It was fun watching them today, and just the demeanor shifts, right? It's not let's find birds, let's get as many as we can. It's just like everyone is just watching the dogs, like, hey, like nobody was yelling, there was no ego involved, right? It's like, hey, you look at all those old dogs and it's like they don't owe you anything, right? Like they have been there, done that. So it was really cool just to see that ego completely go out the window.
They don't owe us anything, and you don't ever want to hurt a dog, of course, but we almost owe it to them to give them an opportunity like this, don't we?
A dog might be a small part of your world, right? We've got responsibilities, we've got jobs, we've got family, but to them, we are everything, right? So as they get older, they've given their everything to us. So yeah, for opportunities like that, to be able to get out and find birds and do what they love, yeah, like that is what they live for.
You know, they give you everything, and you just want to try and give them back a little bit of your time. And just watching that amount of drive and love and determination and, you know, just kind of wither away and just be a little bit less able than they were last year or yesterday or last month. It really, it just kind of tears you up because you're so close to them for so long, and they just give you so much.
Oh, right here. There you go. Nice shot, Corey. Nice job. That way, Meeks.
It's really all there is, you know. If you humans say it all the time, oh, I gave 100%. It's like, have you ever seen a bird dog hunt? Like, that's what 100% looks like. Like, not what you just did out there on the soccer field or on your math test. That's not 100%. Like, this is a bird dog. This is 100%.
Good. Good job. Good.
Now, Corey put a nice shot on that bird. Annie pointed it. Corey shot it. Mika retrieved it.
As we put our dogs away, I had to wonder if this would be the last time Mika would get to hunt.
Old dog.
I do know that if she gets the chance,
Are the best.
there's no way she'll let me leave her at home.
Flushers, pointers, and all the rest.
We do some oddball stuff. We've got beanbag leagues that go out. We do ice skating on Wednesday nights.
Oh, really?
They're kind of like scruffy, scrappy, shaggy looking.
When it comes to the outdoors, we talk about barriers that prevent people from learning how to hunt and fish. One big obstacle can be living in a big city. Knowing where to go, what to do, and what to use can be intimidating. But there's one business just north of the Twin Cities that's hoping to make that process a little bit easier. How often do you think you introduce people to the outdoors here?
I'd say daily, but I mean, realistically, 8 months, 9 months out of the year, individuals are coming out, shooting their first bird, or seeing a pointing dog for the first time, or seeing dog work for the first time, shooting sporting clays for the first time.
Chad Hughes owns and operates Wings North, an outdoor recreation facility near Pine City, about an hour north of the Twin Cities.
I noticed in the back here, we're not going to use it today because it's a little cold today, but it looks like a nice deck out there, and maybe people can play bags. I saw football laying down out there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so we actually do a lot of stuff. September and October are very active at the club, despite the warm weather and everything else. We do some oddball stuff. We've got beanbag leagues that go out. We do Friday night hay rides, 5, 6, and 7 o'clock on Friday nights, September and October, right after Labor Day. We tour around the facility, bring families out, everything else all together. Wintertime, once the weather gets, when we get enough ice anyway, we do ice skating on Wednesday nights.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
We'll do bonfires, hot cocoa, and everything for the kids. Yeah,
so
it's fun.
Obviously it's like a hunting club, but you are more of almost like a community center in a sense.
Right, an outdoor recreation facility is what we want to be, right? I mean, the hunting is my passion first and foremost. But there's a lot of kids that are involved with the trap and the sporting clays and everything else that don't necessarily enjoy the bird hunting side of things, but still want to get outside, still want to get outdoors. We do some snowmobile runs for the local food shelf. We do some side-by-side events in the summer for various organizations, Pregnancy Resource Center, and a lot of community-based stuff. Our emphasis, obviously, my passion is the hunting club side of things, which is what we started out as in 1998, 26 years ago. And has evolved into, a family. We've got 20 different hunting fields, 3 trap fields, 2 sporting clays courses, 200-yard rifle range, and a pistol range.
It's probably nice being close to the Twin Cities. I'm sure there's a big customer base there, but you're also an hour away, so you're just far enough away.
Far enough to unwind.
You're not in the cities, but you're close enough to draw people from there.
Yeah, we're about 45 minutes from downtown. So for guys coming up, it's enough time to unwind and wrap things up on the way up here, and then with the showers and stuff like that, guys can head back to work if they want to. Or our proximity right in between the Twin Cities and Duluth and St. Cloud, we're about an hour from each. So individuals can meet. It makes it a great meeting spot for anyone that's got branches in the various areas.
All right, well, let's go take a tour.
Awesome. Well, we're running capacity we can have 120 to 140 shooters out shooting sporting clays, as well as our hunting fields going simultaneously. So we can have 97 people out in the hunting fields. We can have 140 shooters in the clays course, and then we had the high school trap team shooting, which they had 100 shooters that day for that. So that was pretty much capacity. It was about 400 people on top. It was awesome.
You can go out and run clays, you can run skeet, you can do a little bit of everything out here. And it opens up the door for everybody to do everything.
Wings North provides outdoor opportunities for many with a wide variety of backgrounds.
My dad used to own a bar in South St. Paul, and so the one guy, his dad had a bar right next to my dad's bar, and I thought, really? It's like, he was a disabled shooter that came up here. They have a disabled group that we take out once in a while. So it's interesting, yep, and people from all over come up here. And
so we're very, very fortunate. We work with a lot of various different groups. We do a lot of fundraising events. We do the Becoming an Outdoor Woman, legendary longtails, a couple different Pheasants Forever chapters that do women's hunts out here. Capable Partners do sporting clay fundraisers, Shoot for Hope, a lot of fundraising events for those various organizations. It's a segue for all of us that enjoy the outdoors and a great way to support their organizations and raise money for wonderful causes.
When discussion turns to introducing the next generation of the outdoors, there may be no better program than the Clay Target League.
You know, the High School Trap League has been absolutely phenomenal. Pine City High School shoots out here. They've got 108 kids that come out and shoot on the high school trap team. And from Sundays from noon to 5 p.m., you know, they've got a phenomenal support from their instructors and local parents and teachers and stuff that come out and help with the kids shooting. Rush City High School has started out the first year that they had their program with 12 kids. Last year they had 26. They're looking to have 35 this year, so it's just been wonderful.
So how does a guy get started in a business like this?
So I was born and raised in the industry. My dad still owns Wild Wings of Onika and Hugo. In '93, went to college, University of Minnesota Crookston. Was there for 4 years, and just out of college took a job in upstate New York running a hunting club. I was at the Austerlitz Hunting Club in upstate New York, the oldest shooting preserve or hunting club in the state of New York. Was there for 2 years, and then my dad had called me and said, hey, we're looking at buying some land in Pine City. I was gonna do it no matter what. It was just makes it a lot easier working for family rather than, you know, doing it for someone else, something you're gonna, you know, do. But the hunting has always been my passion, and the people.
Well, my dog's 11, so 9 years I've been a member. At Chad's Fields are nice. Especially I'm older. I'm 72 years old now, so these fields are fairly flat. I ain't climbing big hills up and down.
Originally, we had 10 hunting fields. You know, 26 years into the game now, we've got, you know, 22 different hunting fields, ranging in size and variety.
After you shoot birds, what's the next step in that process?
We've got various options for individuals. They can take their birds with them. We have an exchange program. They can exchange cleanly shot birds for cleanly shot frozen birds. And then we have a list of products that we offer also, from pheasant summer sausage, smoked pheasants, pheasant sticks, pheasant brats, pheasant pot pies, pheasant pizzas.
When you get done shooting pheasants out there, you can bring some in and they'll cook some up for you so they fried up. Oh, I didn't need to grab that many of them.
We have guys that'll fillet their birds out, bring them in, and we'll do, you know, pheasant strips for them, fries, so kind of a kill it and grill it, if you will.
Chad's really good about making sure everybody has a good time. You're gonna go out, you're gonna see birds.
Chad treats us right up here, treats the people right. I believe, you know, he runs a nice business.
What's your favorite part about this?
The people. The people's probably the best part of it. Just very fortunate to be able to share this with my family and our generation and generations to come.
So we are sitting next to kind of an elusive mushroom. Can you see it? So it is a mycorrhizal mushroom, which means that it is helping everything around it, the grasses, the plants, the trees, by exchanging nutrients back and forth. So they're benefiting one another. This little guy here, commonly called Old Man of the Woods, and we'll go ahead and post the scientific name, but it is a member of the bolete family. That means there are no gills on the underside of this cap. It will have pores, and it drops kind of a brownish, blackish spore print, which is helpful when you're trying to ID a mushroom. It's not super sought after, but it is edible. People either really, really don't like it or they just think it's okay. I've never heard anybody rant and rave about Old Man of the Woods, but you know what? It's doing a good service here in the woods, and if you were in a pinch and needed to, it is something that is edible that would help sustain you. These fun mushrooms can get pretty large. We're gonna walk by here a week from now. It's gonna be much bigger, still darker in shading, but it's gonna look a little bit different. And so getting to know the mushrooms in their different stages of growth is really helpful if you're planning to consume mushrooms. So this is a very young Old Man of the Woods, and you can see it has a porous surface. There are no gills. And it's those pores that are gonna drop if you were to cut the cap off and put it on paper. So again, that's one way you know that you have an Old Man of the Woods, but also these are kind of unmistakable. They're kind of like scruffy, scrappy, shaggy looking up on top, and then their stems are basically the same color as the cap. And everything changes a little bit as they age and grow, but again, get to know them at their different stages. I think that these taste maybe bland to slightly nutty, if that makes sense. And I always love how people describe mushrooms and their flavors, because sometimes there are just no words. It's helpful to like mix it maybe with some other mushrooms. There's not a whole lot of taste to it, so it's gonna pick up whatever the flavors of whatever you're cooking. This little guy, Old Man of the Woods. Fun mushroom to stumble on and give it a try.
Funding for Prairie Sportsman is provided by the Minnesota Environment and Natural Resources Trust Fund, as recommended by the Legislative Citizen Commission on Minnesota Resources, and by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien on behalf of Shalom Hill Farm, a retreat and conference center in a prairie setting near Windham, Minnesota, on the web at shalomhillfarm.org.